Okay, so if you were watching one of the 2-3 tries that I was just doing with a live broadcast, some of this might be a little bit redundant, but I want to give a recap because I'm going to delete the other ones. This is actually what I talk about, tenacity and not giving up. I'm not going to give up because I really want to get this information out there. It's really, really important that we all have access to because it changes lives. So I've switched to my cell phone. So if you were watching before and you lost me and got frustrated, hopefully the cell phone works better than the computer. So that being said, I was talking a little bit about some of the things that I'm doing to epicfy my life. That's not even a word, but I'm gonna make it one. So so as you know, I practice all kinds of belief hacking, and I do that. Or maybe you don't know, but I do that because the thing that holds us back from getting what we really want in life is the person in the mirror, all the time, 110%. It's really easy to blame your spouse, or your parents, or your boss, or anybody else that you might want to blame. Donald Trump, a lot of people blame him, even though they never met him. I don't know. But if we blame other people, then we are victims and we have no power to change our own destiny. And we could take action to make changes to our situation, but a lot of times we don't know the best action to take. And the reason for that is because we have all these beliefs around things that don't serve us. And the moment you can identify a belief that you have that doesn't serve you, then you can actually transform who you are. This is my experience. And in a way that is kind of like almost effortless. The hardest part is actually giving up the old belief and then deciding to create the new belief. And these beliefs actually start for us when we are in the 3rd trimester of pregnancy. So when we're in the womb and we're hearing a noisy, bumpy environment, our brain starts to work in a way to get us ready to be in a noisy, bumpy environment. But if our mother is experiencing a lot of oxytocin, which is a love hormone, and a lot of love in her experience, and feeling all those feelings and all those emotions and hormones and chemicals are coming up for her, then we're going to be more apt to be more lovable, like in that loving area. And this continues our whole life, but it starts in the 3rd trimester, actually. These beliefs actually start to be created in that point. And they're in different areas of our brains based on when those beliefs occur. So if a belief, something just happened to you recently, you got fired from a job, it was the first time, your belief that you're not worthy of a job is going to be very easy to change. You might have it for a day or two, and then you get a new job and you're good. But if it happens to you when you're really young, or use a better example, like you have a fear of abandonment and somebody leaves you in a relationship right now and you're like all sorted in most of your areas of your life, you're going to hurt, it's going to be painful, but to get back on the horse, get into a new relationship, it's going to be like totally easy. But if your mother or father walked out of you, or you were put up for adoption or something like that, you actually, in an older part of your brain, the cerebellum, like the first part of development, will actually, it will develop this fear of abandonment that early. So when you want to belief hack, when you want to change your life, you have to change the belief that you are having. Like, the people are going to leave me is the fear of abandonment. So to do this, one strategy is the belief hack. And that's one of the things that I've been teaching, is several different methodologies on how you can belief hack. You can get hypnotized, you can analyze your dreams, you can feel whenever you get pissed off. If you get pissed off at something, guess what? It's your problem, nobody else's problem. It's not what the other person said to you or did to you. It's what you made that mean, what they did to you. So if somebody could sneer at you and be like, but maybe they just like had a fart, and you make a meaning like that they don't like you, and then now you're pissed off. So this happens all the time. So until we live in a society where we all walk around with big smiles on our faces, which, maybe isn't even a good thing, because we want the contrast, we want to have the feelings of emotion. People are going to be mind reading and reading into things and having a reality that's based on their beliefs. So this is in every single facet of your life. like it or not, you are going to be a product of what you believe. You're your own maker. You are a creator of your life, your destiny. So in a lot of the belief hacking things or methodologies that I've taught, and you can look at other videos if you want to see them, they're very, very helpful, but they attack different areas of the brain where these memories and beliefs are stored. So I might hack a belief of not being lovable, and it might be in a relationship to my most previous relationship. But if I have a deep-seated belief of it, I might not be able to get to it through a belief hacking. It might come back up for me. And this happens for a lot of people in this personal development space, people that actually work this. And what happens is like they don't even understand why their things are coming up for them. And this is true for me too. So like I've hacked so many different beliefs, but then when I get upset about something, where is this coming from? Because I don't feel it intellectually, because I got the belief out of my frontal lobes, my frontal cortex, but I didn't get it out of like the back part because I made that belief so long ago. So I've been hooked up to a machine for 2+ hours a day for the last 7 days, and tomorrow I'm going to do a double header. And what this machine does is it actually measures your brain waves as you tie it to emotions and states and feelings, and it measures actually the the connection between the left brain and right brain. I'm doing it backwards because you might be looking at me backwards. I don't know, but this is actually my right? So, any case, it measures if they're in harmony or if they're working against each other. Because you could have conflicting beliefs. Like one part of you believes that it's okay to eat with your hands at the dinner table, and then there's another part of you that says no, that's not cool. Right, so you have a conflicting belief. It could be about anything in your life. So as you like clean up your these beliefs, your reality becomes better. So I've been like on a quest at like, how do I just keep cleaning this stuff up? And when it gets easy and I don't have any beliefs, then I feel like I'm not expanding, I'm not getting better, I'm not becoming a better person, I'm not able to show up to the world more. But I know that there's stuff down there, but I can't identify what it is, so I can't figure it out. So I can't hack it. So I signed up for this little guinea pig experiment. And it's been really, really, really interesting. So during this time, I started taking journal notes, and I learned a lot about myself and things that I wasn't aware of, but things that I was doing. And that was creating a reality that was less than stellar. So one of the beliefs that came up for me that I thought I had hacked a long, long time ago was that people don't hold up their end of the deal. That people are going to make promises and not keep to them, and then I'm going to have to clean up the freaking mess. And guess what? That's perpetuated in my life in a lot of areas where I've had to take over and run the show for everybody, or at least feel like I was. And this may or may not resonate with you. But this is something that I didn't get to the root cause of. And the technology I've been developed it with and the exercises that are going through and everything is actually helping me to figure out how to retrain it. So basically what happens is your brain is a bunch of neural pathways. Just consider it like different pathways on a map, right? The first time you think a thought, it goes through the woods and creates a little path. But you think that thought again, it's like walking a second time down that path. And eventually you keep thinking a thought, and it starts making it a wider path into a road, and then it's like a super highway. So as soon as a situation happens that's similar to the one that happened, that created this pathway, you can just go right down it without even objectively thinking about it. And that happens to us like when we're 7 years old. We have most of these beliefs formed. So what this technology does is actually helps you forge new paths in your brain. It gives you a bulldozer. So the first time you think about it, basically 6 minutes you think about something, and you've now forged a highway, like a parkway, whatever you want to call it, throughway. And it becomes really easy to go down that path instead of the old path, which was your limited way of thinking. So guess what? I don't believe at any part of me that people don't hold up to their end of the deal, that people are gonna walk out on me like I used to think. That was a big one, right? That actually has become that people always follow through and support me. And you know what? The more that I looked at that, the more I started to believe it, the more evidence I was able to see of it. Ben, I think you're on right now. It doesn't show me who is on, but I keep seeing the likes pop up. I think it's from you. Like, you're one of the people that's always there supporting me, and I really, really appreciate it. You know, I see Des came on and Glenda was on, Jackie, Lori, like always on supporting me. I get so many messages from people like saying thank you and telling me their stories. And I get so many people rooting me on. When I show up home, I have valet that like, they come running over to open the door on my side of the car. And if my wife's with me, they'll go to her side. They're like, they don't do that for everybody. When I walk out the door, they'll come running to open the door for me so I don't have to open the door to get into the building. In every area of my life, and not just the people that are paid to be there, because they don't have to do some of these things, right? They're just there to help if you need help, not necessarily there to help you out of your car and unpack your bags and all that stuff. Like, I got a secret handshake with one of the guys. Well, it's not so secret because I've done it on live before. But when I show up, people actually really do support me. I've got so many friends. I launched this book, and the truth is, I did very, very little marketing on it, and I was bestseller for 3 days. Like, and I'm still getting reviews and people writing me how they finally read it and how it's really changed their lives. And people tell me they just bought it, they can't wait to read it. I've got support from so many places, but yet I, for freaking almost 40 years, was sitting there saying people don't hold up their end of the deal. They don't support me. That was bullshit. I was bullshitting myself. I was looking for evidence of it. I was finding it. The truth is, the majority of the time, people are there. And those that don't support me, maybe, guess what? Fuck them. Don't need them anyway. It's good that they're not. Like, I don't want everybody in the room with me. I want the people that are the good people. I don't want to make sure that like everybody's happy. Some things, you don't have to like what I like. You don't have to support me. That's actually the truth of it. Like, you don't have to be into it. You know, so another time doing this stuff is I had it come up for me that the biggest triggers for me are like when I'm attacked, like somebody says something mean to me about me, and I'm like, wow, I'm just like kind of opening up my heart here, and people are like crapping on me. Why is that the case? But during this process, I was able to carve a new belief around that it's really just a reflection on how they're feeling, because I already know what my intentions are. I already know where I'm standing. I already know that I'm trying to give myself to the world and show up as like a loving, awesome human being. And that's like what I work to do in every single freaking moment. So if somebody is attacking me, it's really just a testament to where they are. And it's a test for me to see how I'm going to respond to it. Am I really a loving person? Because if somebody attacks me and then I move from my loving state to like attacking them back, guess what? No good. Then I'm not being a loving person. I'm now just taking on their energy. Another one was theft and people that are ungrateful. And that night, after redefining all of those beliefs, I had a dream where I was held up at gunpoint. Somebody was stealing dinner that me and my friends made on Thanksgiving. So all three of those came up for me in a dream. And if that happened to me in reality or in a dream, like, we respond with what we are. And when this was happening in the dream, I was like, meh, totally calm, totally cool, totally collected, like, go for it. I don't know why you're doing this, totally not cool, but everything happens for a reason. That was a pretty profound moment for me to have, like, where those three things that always triggered me so much and would have made me so upset, I was just like, that's all it is, right? So I've had so many incredible insights on this stuff. And I just wanted to share this with you because this technology is going to be available for you, for the world, very soon. And I'm working with the guys that are doing it to help make that happen. So we kind of want to just open the door and let you guys ask any questions. One of the things that I mentioned earlier was that one session, which is 2 hours long, is equivalent to 90 days of personal development actual work that we do, that we could do on our own. So instead you actually lay in a chair, chaise lounge, they hook this stuff up to your brain, and you decide what you want to believe. And they'll give you exercises to uncover what you are believing currently that doesn't serve you, so that you can create the new way of believing. And then they give you tools to carve that out and really reinforce and strengthen that neural pathway. So they started off actually in addiction, and it was all about actually taking people that had drug addicts and getting them off of drugs. And that's a pretty difficult feat. And 50% success rate with heroin addicts, which is more so than any rehab, maybe about equal to some plant medicines. I don't know what the statistics are on that, but I would imagine that they're probably pretty high rate. Depression, 80% success rate, permanently curing depression with no medication. Pretty freaking cool. So for me, I thought I was pretty confident before. I was nowhere. I was nowhere near where I am now. And this was just in 1 week. I feel like I've just doubled, tripled what I've done in the last 3 years. So expect more from me. Expect more ways when you show up. So I'm always seeking new ways to make this beingness, the everything that I am, enhanced, from my health to my wellness to my wealth to my financial situation, wealth, to the way I can love and show up in the world, to how I can have better relationships with my friends, to how I can give back to the community. So I'm always looking for these things and I'm exploring them. And I don't tell you about a lot of them because a lot of them are a lot of work and they're tiring and they may or may not be effective. I try to give you like the best ones. This is a freaking game changer because no matter how lazy you are, if you can lay down on your back for 2 hours and think for 6 minutes at a clip, usually your eyes closed, you can have like ridiculous results. So that's the dealio. So if you want to hear more about it, I'm gonna actually probably have, if you guys want to hear about it, I was thinking about actually having them show my brain map before, from 1 week ago, and then what it looks like now. So if that entices you, if that excites you, definitely comment, let me know. But yeah, so if you have any suggestions for me of things I should try, let me know too. I want to get back to all the things I haven't been doing because I've been hacking this thing, but now I'm in a better place to do them. So I'm back creating. Tomorrow's my last day with this. 2 sessions, 4 hours, some meetings. Maybe I'll get to a live feed, but I would expect next week I'm gonna start having a lot of good juice for you guys. So please share this, and hopefully this helps you in any part of your journey. And thank you for tuning in. Have an amazing, amazing evening. Peace. Peace.